Hello everybody, Nature Pilot POV here. I'm going to explain how a toilet works and how to fix a toilet. So all we did is we took off the top of this. Before you do any work on your toilet, you want to shut off the water. And so the water shut off will typically be right over here. So righty tighty, tight closes it, lefty loosey, left opens it up. Okay, so the way this works is this here is just a lever, and so we'll drain it out. All this does is it opens up to let the water go down into the toilet. This here is just the rope that holds it. So if you have a bit of a leak over here, usually it's this part here that needs to be replaced, or if it's not clipping properly. In my case, the issue I had, this is not poop or anything, it's just from the rubber. The issue we had is it was refilling very, very slowly. Now, I'm going to explain the parts first so you better understand what you're dealing with, and then we'll talk about it. I don't know the technical terms, this is all self-taught, but it works and it's very easy that even I can figure it out. So we've got this hose here. This one actually shoots water into here, which helps fill the toilet and clean it out. So this is just a hose that can come off when you just pull it gently like that. Over here, this is the float that regulates how much water to fill. So when it's up, it stops filling the toilet. When it's down, it continues to fill. And here is the little control arm that gets pushed up. When this comes up, it gets pushed down and it blocks it so it stops filling with water. Okay? So down here, so up here and down here is the two nozzles. That bottom nozzle fills from the bottom, the top nozzle fills from here. This lever here is what controls the open or closed switch for the top nozzle. You want to make sure it's open when it's time. So now this one is a very common model, it's the Hydro Clean, and this one in particular is the HC630, but they all work fundamentally in the same way. So water from the bottom here comes into this, goes up to here. This is regulated, so full, empty. When it's empty, it starts to fill till the water pushes it up. And then we have a pin in here that I'll show you shortly that tells you when to fill or not. And then this fills in here. Usually they'll have something to hold it in place. This toilet doesn't. My other toilet does. I took this out of the filter, out of the top here. I don't know why previous owner just stuck it in. So to pop it off, it's quite simple. You need one of these. So one's in better condition. You'll need to manually pop each one. This one's a little bit damaged. So all you're doing is you're just putting the screwdriver in and just pushing inwards, and I'll show you why. Whoop, pushed it back down. So these teeth here, you see, they grip on the outside onto this. So all you're doing is just pushing it inwards so that it can slide up smoothly. Next, what we're going to do, make sure you have the water off, otherwise you'll get a nice shower and there's enough pressure to hit the roof. So we're doing lefty-loosey, just to unscrew this from here. So yeah, see how it's out there? And now this section here needs a quick rotation. And see how this passes through here. So you take it out. This is for if the water, so the water comes up through here, comes out this, comes out there. When this little metal pin comes in, it tells it stop filling. When it comes out, it tells it to continue. So in my case, there wasn't adequate water pressure. You want to take this out, just squeeze it out, give it a good shake. You can replace this piece if needs be. But oftentimes it just needs a good squeeze and shake and cleaning out because you get some pressure in here. Then you just put it back in. So you notice, look, that's the mechanism here. So you just put the pin back through that hole, squeeze it in, give it a nice squeeze. Like I did it recently. I always check to make sure I can figure out a repair before I post. So yeah, see that? Nice and smooth. So we just clip it back in. Oh, no. So in here, rotate, back in place, screw this back on. And then you screw righty-tighty. I like to screw it all the way to the bottom, but you don't have to necessarily. It depends. It's better though, because, you know, the higher up it comes, the more it'll drain. The more it'll fill. So remember, you have a filling problem. Your issue's on this side most likely. If you have a draining problem, it's over here. And this is just a complex lever to this that closes it off. So in my case, my issue was with this side. So that's what I'm showing you how to fix. So if it's filling slowly or not filling. Sometimes if you turn it off at the water valve for a while and then turn it back on, it'll work properly for one go or two because of the pressure will force that up. But it's better to just pop it open and give it a jiggle. So this goes in here. This goes back in here so it can spray the water. We'll put the cap back on. We'll turn the water on. So it's spraying down there, spraying in here. She's all fixed. Now your toilet should be working good as new. And I hope everybody's staying safe with this pandemic. And thanks for tuning in. I'll do a dishwasher video next. So I'm all self-taught. I didn't grow up like with anyone showing me how to do this stuff. So I was completely useless, and all this stuff kind of intimidated me. But it's very easy to figure it out once you start to understand what you're doing. And that's why I like to explain, you know, how things work. Thank you for tuning in. I forgot to mention in my previous video, so here's the water connecting valve. Always check first to see if there's a leak down here, because that could be affecting it. So you just run your hands. If it feels properly wet or it starts dripping, that's when there's an issue. If not, you should be fine. So for everyone who's very incredibly intimidated by these little repairs, all you do to pick up the top is you literally just lift it up. There's no rocket science. And then you place it back down.